Today we're going to be talking about marketing products that, by their very nature, you cannot use normal advertising or online advertising practices to get them out in front of your audiences. These are things like products from the nicotine industry, or online gambling, casinos, some financial services, kinds of medication, or cosmetics. There's a long list of banned or regulated substances on both Facebook and Google's guidelines that you simply cannot advertise. And if you want to find out whether or not your products fall within that category, take a look at the links we've left in the description below. Now, a very quick disclaimer. This is not advice on how to advertise illegal products or services, but rather how to get your product out in front of people if you have trouble because of the industry that you're in. So let's get started. So, your best approach, because you cannot advertise on Google Ads or for your paid ads on social media, would obviously be search engine optimization. Doing those little things to your website that get them in front of the right people when they make searches on things like Google or Bing. For a lot of these products, SEO might in fact be the only route you can take, and if that is the case, you need to double down on your efforts to make sure that you can get some audience share where you'd be missing out on the paid ad avenues. So obviously the big benefit to SEO is there are no regulations or limitations on the kind of advertising you can do, the types of products you can advertise or the types of businesses you can advertise. So if you find yourself in the controlled substances list, this is definitely your first port of call. But there are other things you can do as well. So let's talk about advertising these types of products on social media. As I said before, you simply cannot run paid ads on social media for certain types of products because they are banned substances. So how do you do it then? Well, your best bet then is to rather go the organic route. Make posts, put them out, get as many people engaging with them as possible. But more importantly, try and find groups that are related to your product and service and industry and join those, engage in them. Speak to the people in there and try and get them following your pages as well. That's one of the best ways to garner an audience without having to use the ad system. Another very important route that you should consider taking is something that we call content syndication. What content syndication is when you produce blogs, articles, infographics, anything that users might want to see and contains valuable information for them, and you want to host those on third-party websites. So news sites, interest sites, hobby sites, other things that are related to your industry, any third-party website can do. Except you do want to make sure that you pick a website or a host site that is at least relevant to the industry or the product you are trying to advertise. So if you are selling health products, you're not going to go and advertise on a McDonald's website, for instance. You want it to be as relevant as possible. Secondly, you want to make sure that those third-party websites also have a lot of authority, that people already know about the brand and that it has a lot of visitors going to that site. If you're putting your stuff on a third-party website that doesn't get much traffic, you're not going to get much out of it. The last thing you can do is programmatic advertising, and this works quite similarly to the Google Display Network, whereby your ads, display ads, image ads, video ads, whatever they may be, will show up on somebody else's relevant website. However, you can't use the Google Display Network because, as we mentioned already, it's part of their banned substances list. But there's nothing stopping you from getting in contact with third-party websites that are already relevant to your niche, that have lots of visitors, and asking them if you can pay them to put your ad on their site. It's something worth thinking about, and it's one of the best ways to get a controlled substances product out into the open. Of course, advertising these types of products and services can be a little bit complicated, especially when you're already thinking about how to run your own business. So it can be best to leave the marketing up to the professionals. So be sure to get hold of us here at ATKASA to see what we can do about helping you get your brand in front of the right people. While you're here, leave us a like, share, and a subscribe. It's one click for you, and it's a big help for us. Thank you very much.